they hate me when I go to get a pedicure. They
oh,
think
it's just giggling.
they think I'm like doing it on purpose. I was like, no, this is like, you could torture me by tickling me. I don't just giggle, like I hold on to the chair.
Gerald, death grip.
Yeah. And people try to massage my feet every once in a while.
Yeah.
And after about 5 seconds, they're like, yeah, you're just way too ticklish. And then I have eczema, so it's weird. Whenever I'm stressed out, my feet start to itch.
Oh.
I can actually kind of tell if I'm stressed if I'm not paying attention to it.
Yeah.
Because I'll start to scratch the top of my foot. Actually, one of my exes, the one I was listening to Kelly Clarkson about, when we were together, I would like just, I was really itchy on my feet because
Yeah.
he was stressful. Broke up, went away, and this is before I knew I had eczema. Then we got back together, and my feet started to itch. I was like, oh, it's you.
Again, red flag. Just nonstop, and there's nothing. Just like I'm terrified of shingles. Like I have the vaccine, and I'm
Yeah. Is there like a separate vaccine for shingles?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I did not.
2 shots.
I have to look into that.
Never had it, but definitely don't want it.
I actually had a client, and this is the first person I've met in person who has the same issue where if they get wet in the rain, and it happens with me too, like I itch more.
Yeah.
Crackhead, just scratching myself.
I wonder what it is, the rainwater that does that.
Yeah, I've gone on Reddit and I've seen other people have had the same issue. Apparently, a lot of those videos actually aren't about the food at all. Like they get views because they make disgusting food, and then people are like, "Oh, that's so horrible," and they like get upset and people watch it. But apparently, the purpose of those videos is they're actually hand videos.
Oh, I could believe that.
So they were like, if you really look at the video, you'll notice how how prominent the hands are in the videos.
Oh, interesting.
I've never thought about anyone's hands, except I had this one client who just had the softest hands and feet. His feet were softer than most women's hands. Wow. He was one of the most well put together people I've met. I remember the first time I worked on him, I was working at like this chain spa, and as I was going back to the break room to read over his files, like my female coworker snatched his file out of my hands, and she's like, "Who is that? He's hot." kind of looked like a muscular Tiger Woods.
Ah.
But I was very jealous of his hands because I used to have very soft hands when I was younger.
Seems like there's a bunch of lotion and stuff you work with. Seems like they would be soft.
We wash our hands so much now.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I remember like the second job I had, I worked at JCPenney's, and after I was hired, the assistant manager like shakes my hands. He's like, "Oh, you've never worked a day in your life, have you?" And it was funny because I was young and stupid and not thinking, so I was obsessed with having soft hands. I would constantly like put lotion on my hands,
Yeah.
and didn't really think about the fact that like periodically I would go to the bathroom with a bottle of lotion.
Oh my God.
My coworkers. But it was like everyone knew I was obsessed with my hands, so they kind of knew what I was doing. But it was like, Terrence, are you really going to the bathroom with a bottle of lotion? And then I got my first callus from working with the boxes, and you would have thought the world ended. And now after washing my hands, oh goodness, 20 plus times a day.
Jeez.
Cause like, I mean, so like, let's say like, when you leave, I'm gonna, take the sheets off the table.
Right.
But let's just say I, wash my hands and then do something and then take the sheet off. I'm gonna wash my hands again before touching the clean sheets.
Right.
If I forgot to pick this up and it's dirty, I'm gonna.
Oh, jeez.
So like anytime I touch anything that needs to be clean in here, I wash my hands before I do it. Even though in school, my teacher said that actually having some coarseness in your hands is actually good for massage. Because it puts a little friction on the skin, so you can actually feel the person. But even when I was a teen, like women would shake my hand or something, and they would just be shocked.
How soft, how dainty and soft.
Mm-hmm. Like I was some young aristocratic kid who was never.
I would never have been mistaken for that. I was always dirty and outside.
Come in covered in mud.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with Caress body lotion.
Oh, wow.
Can't find it anymore.
Somebody's got cases of it stored away somewhere, probably selling it.
It was like the best lotion. And I made my own scrubs before.
Yeah. Friend did that for Christmas for gifts for people.
I went to Aveda for a few months. I didn't stay because they don't teach you at Aveda.
Yeah.
They basically just teach you like how to sell Aveda. Like, they don't even teach you the correct name of like your profession. So we weren't learning aesthetics. It was aestheology.
Yeah.
Which I literally thought was what it was called forever.
I used to love the smell of those stores, and then finally they came out with a candle that smelled like the store.
And then I hated how like just bougie they were. I can be bougie myself, but even just the way they say it's you watch the videos, it's Aveda, Aveda. But I learned how to make my own body spray there, and that's where I kind of got into essential oil. So I started making my own, like body scrubs with essential. I mean, it got to the point when I lived in Dallas, I was so bougie. I was actually making my own lotion.
You have too much free time on your hand.
Actually, here in Houston, I went to one of the HEB. I think it was the HEB in like West University.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Do you guys have glycerin?" And the guy was like, "You know what? I've never heard someone actually ask for that."
Have it someplace.
No, he knew where it was, but he's like, "No one has ever asked us for that." I'm really gonna make my own lotion, and I want to make sure the moisture adheres to my skin.